Hi, my name's Mark. If this is the first time that you have discovered my page, I would like to thank you for spending your time here. And if you have been here before, I would like to just thank you for returning again. You're always more than welcome. During this podcast, I want to open up and reveal 5 key points of understanding when it comes to discovering and answering the question, who are you? Many times I would speak to people and I would ask the question, tell me who you are. And I would hear a variety of different things. I would hear, I'm a doctor, I'm a nurse, I'm a policeman, I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, I'm a son, I'm a convict, I'm a drug addict. And I would hear such a broad range of answers. Some people even saying, I don't know who I am, I don't know how to answer that question. And so I would like to delve a wee bit deeper to try and help us to understand who we are. Sometimes it's a lot easier to ask the question, who am I not? When we ask the question, who am I not? It gives us more clarity in regard to, well, if I'm not that, I must be something else. Which brings me to point number 1. You are not a dumping ground for other people's problems. When I see people going through life and they are constantly being dumped on by other people, that they are carrying the responsibilities and the accountabilities of other people. Now, that's not to say that you don't help people in life. Of course, helping people is part of purpose. But there's a difference between helping people to get back on their feet, or if people are incapable of helping themselves and you're then being responsible for them because they're completely incapable of helping themselves. There's a vast difference between that and having someone else dump their responsibilities and their accountabilities on your shoulders and refusing to be accountable and responsible for themselves, even though they're more than capable of doing it. And so whenever someone has become a dumping ground for other people's problems and issues, I also know that there are issues when it comes to boundaries. That the person who is being dumped upon tends not to have defined boundaries. They tend to put up with an awful lot. They tend to put up with more than they should be putting up with. Many times I would see myself driving about, going to various different places, and sometimes you'll drive past maybe a field and you'll see someone has dumped a tire, they've dumped a rubbish bag, they've dumped all the things that they don't want to be responsible or accountable for, and they will dump them on somebody else's property. And most of the time, that stuff is being dumped because they have easy access to that property. People will dump things when they think that nobody else is around to spot them, to see what they're doing. And so what tends to happen is they turn up in your life. They then dump stuff on you and then they leave. Sometimes they'll continue to come back. They found a great place for them to offload their guilt, to offload their frustrations, to offload their anger. And so they will dump that stuff on you. And so if other people are dumping their stuff on you, it will affect and impact who you think you are. So that's point number 1. Point number 2, you're not a hopeless case. You may be thinking or you may be feeling like nothing's ever working out for you. You may see yourself going through cycles, disappointments, broken relationships, friendships breaking down, jobs not working out. You're not a hopeless case. Hopelessness is not who you are. Hope is a place. Hopelessness is a place. And you find yourself in hopelessness, or you make your way into hope. Many times I would ask people, are you in a good place or in a bad place? Psychologically in their minds. And they will say, I'm in a bad place. And so when they're saying that, I know that they're in hopelessness and they're looking for hope. They're looking to make their way into hope. And I'll open up some of these topics more in other episodes. But that's point number 2. You are not a hopeless case. Point number 3. You are not your pain or suffering. You are not the depression. The depression is not who you are as a person. The depression does not define who you are as a person. If depression had a personality, it is not your spokesperson. You are not the anxiety. You're not the fear. You're not the paranoia. You are not these things. These things do not define who you are. They distract you from who you are. They oppress who you are. But they do not define who you are, and they are not who you are. So that's point number 3. You are not the pain or the suffering. Point number 4. You are not unworthy of love. That's not who you are. If someone treats you or speaks to you as though you're unworthy of being loved, they're telling a lie. They're trying to control you. They're trying to define who you are as a person. They're trying to oppress you. Perhaps they're using you. They're more than likely dumping stuff on you. They're disrespecting you. They don't care about you. They do not respect you. They certainly do not love you. If they're saying that today you're worthy and tomorrow you're not, the same principle applies. They do not genuinely care for you. It may be more than likely because they do not know who they are themselves. And because they do not know who they are themselves, how can they ever know who you are? But yet, other people will treat us as though we are unworthy of love. So that's point number 4. Point number 5. You are not who other people say you are. If someone says that you are a failure, or they say that you are stupid, or you are cheeky, or you are arrogant, or you are bossy, that's not who you are as a person. You are not defined by who other people say you are. On the opposite end of the scale, some people will be saying, he is amazing, he is great, he's the best thing ever. Other people do not define who you are. They either recognize something in you, they recognize your identity, and they confirm it, but they cannot give you identity. So other people cannot define who you are. Which brings me up to our topic for the next point of conversation. Identity. What is identity? How do I understand my identity? Where do I find my identity? So thank you for spending the time to listen to this. Feel free to comment down below, click like or subscribe. I'm always welcoming other people's perspectives, other people's experiences. Please do take care of yourself. Speak again. Goodbye.